Alright guys, so today's video we're going to check out a gaming headset that has actually been able to do something for me that no other gaming headset has been able to do. And the pair that we're going to check out is the EPOS H3 Hybrid. Now let's go ahead and start with the company that we're talking about, because a lot of you may not be familiar with the company EPOS. And essentially what it is Sennheiser had their own gaming lineup of headsets. And the company EPOS was the one that handled all of that. And all the way up until about 2019, when Sennheiser decided that they didn't want to be in gaming headsets anymore. So EPOS just decided to continue to make these gaming headsets. So essentially what this is a Sennheiser gaming headset slash headphone, just with the EPOS branding on it. And so as far as pricing goes, this pair does come in at $179. But this is a true Swiss Army knife of gaming headsets or headphones, because you can use this in USB mode for PC. You can use this in a normal 3.5mm headphone jack mode because it has that as well. And then it also has Bluetooth built in. So you can use it with your phone or tablet or computer or whatever. But you can also use it with the Nintendo Switch, which has recently added Bluetooth support. So this really is one of those headsets that you can use for everything. So let's go ahead and start with some of the features and what all this has to offer. It does work with EPOS gaming software, but you do have to use this on PC. And this just has different EQ settings in it. It also adds the ability for 7.1 surround sound. But I'm going to go ahead and say this, and this is just personal preference. I don't feel like the EQ settings were really doing a whole lot to the headset. I also feel like 7.1 surround sound. I don't like to add this to my gaming headset just because sometimes it just sounds too artificial for the games that I'm playing, or if I'm listening to music on my PC. So really, I just don't like to use these features at all. I feel like the way that the headset sounded right out of the box is the way that most people are going to want to use these. Now, like I said, as far as what all comes in the box, you do get two different sets of cables. You have the 3.5mm headphone cable, you have the USB cable. It also comes with a removable mic, and the big plus here is if you take the mic off of the headset, it also comes with a little plastic cap that goes over where the microphone was. So it really can look like a gaming headset when the microphone's on, but when you take it off, this is one of those that doesn't scream gaming headset. It doesn't have flashy lights. It doesn't have really bold colors. Now you can see that I have the white version here, but it's also available in black if you just really want something that's very subtle. But I really like the way that this headphone looks. Now we'll talk about the build quality and all in just a second. And as far as Bluetooth version, it does have 5.2, but it only supports SBC. So it's just a standard Bluetooth codec. But I can go ahead and tell you throughout my testing using Bluetooth, there's no kind of compression in the audio, and I didn't experience any kind of lag, so you don't have to worry about anything there. Now, as far as the battery life on these, if you're going to use them in Bluetooth mode, you can look to get around 37 hours. Now, do keep in mind, if you're going to use this with the headphone jack, you still have to have these powered on because that's what's just giving you your audio, and it's also what's running the DSP inside the headphones, which is basically like amplifying the sound. And when using it in wired mode, you're going to get around 24 hours. Now, if you do want to use them in both modes, like if you wanted to plug your headphones into your Nintendo Switch, but you wanted to keep it Bluetooth to your phone, that way you could take a call if you were gaming, this is going to cut your battery life down to about 20 hours. But it is a huge plus that you are able to use these in both modes. And then obviously, if you're going to use it with the USB mode, that's going to keep your headset powered because it's being plugged in to a PC anyways. Now moving over to checking out the actual build quality and the design and everything on the headset. If you compare this to the Sennheiser gaming headsets that they were releasing, like the GSP 300, I can't remember all of the model numbers, but they look essentially the same. It's a very nice looking headphone. It's extremely lightweight because it is all plastic, but there is a steel headband that runs across the top, and it's covered in fabric on the top part, and then it kind of has a pleather material underneath, but it's very comfortable on the top of your head. You don't feel a whole lot of pressure. And then kind of the same thing with the ear cups. You see that it has a pleather or leatherish type feel around the outside, but it has a suede type material which is what is actually touching your ears or touching around your ears. And again, it's just very comfortable. It has memory foam underneath, so once you're wearing them for a while, they just kind of conform to your head. They're easy to wear with glasses. And you can even see in the headband, there's even this little notch. So if you're wearing it with a hat that has the little button on top, this will keep from pressing that button down into the top of your skull. So you can tell that they've thought about a lot of things here. Now, as far as the buttons and inputs and everything like that, it is kind of spread across both sides. On the left-hand side, you have your power button. That's also where your USB-C input and your 3.5mm headphone jack input is located. But on the right side, that's where your Bluetooth button is located. And then as far as your volume control, it's actually located on a volume wheel on the right-hand side. And I'm a huge fan of the volume wheel. It's just easier to turn the volume up and down. And then you don't have the clicking of a button while you have the headset on. So again, build quality is nice, although I really wish, because this is also being able to be used as a normal pair of headphones, I wish that the headphones folded flat, or at least I wish that the ear cups kind of swiveled flat. And then I really wish they would have included a case. That way it just makes it more portable, because as it is, you would just throw these in a bag. I don't have any hesitation that anything's gonna happen to them, but I'm really picky about not having my headphones scratched or getting dings or marks and things like that. So I just always like to have a case to throw them into. Now, as far as the microphones on here, because of this being a hybrid set, it does have a couple of different ways that you can use microphones. It has the normal boom arm mic that's on the left ear cup. Now, when you pull it down, it'll activate the mic to be able to be used, and you can just swivel it back up, and that will mute it so you don't have to worry about it picking up whatever you're saying. Now, this microphone, I think, does a very good job of picking up my voice. I felt like it sounded pretty natural. Now, it does have a slight digital sound to it, but as far as gaming mics, I was very impressed with this one. But the other mics that are located on here are just kind of built in like they are on normal headphones. So if you're going to use this in Bluetooth mode, this would be the mics that you would be using. And these mics don't sound as good as the boom arm mic, but you do have to keep in mind it's basically like a normal mic that's on a Bluetooth pair of headphones. So it's sitting a little further back instead of being right here in front of your face. But I want you guys to hear mic samples of both. That way you can see the difference between the two, but also get an idea of what both mics sound like. So here is a mic test using the boom arm mic on the H3 Hybrid. I think it just does a very good job of picking up my voice, and I can tell that everything is just really clean. So this is what it would sound like if you were to use the boom arm mic. And so here's the mic test using these in Bluetooth mode. So it is using the microphones that are located way back on the headset. And as you can tell, this isn't as clear as using these with the boom arm mic, but I still think as far as Bluetooth mics, this is definitely going to do the job. So now let's talk about the sound, because this is the area that shines through the most. This is one of the most detailed sounding gaming headsets that I've heard, but also detailed sounding Bluetooth headphones that I've heard. The sound out of these are very detailed. It's not one of those full-bodied rich sounds, because usually that tends to have a lot more bass. The bass does have a nice kick on these, but you can tell that the company wanted to keep that a little controlled, and they're focused a little bit more on the mids and the highs. It's just a very detailed sounding headset, and I think that's great with gaming because you can hear dialogue really well. You can hear subtle sounds like if somebody's walking off in the leaves in a distance. So you guys that play first-person shooters know how important that is, because you can hear where somebody's coming from before you actually see them. And the same thing goes with using these wirelessly in Bluetooth mode. This is why I said at the top of the video that this headset has done something that no other gaming headset has been able to do for me. But I've been able to go from a gaming headset to a pair of Bluetooth headphones and not feel like I'm sacrificing when it comes to audio quality. Because in Bluetooth mode, it is still a very clean sounding headphone. It just makes listening to music just fantastic. Now, if you are a bass head, I am gonna say you're gonna feel like it's lacking a little bit because the bass is still controlled even in Bluetooth mode. There's just so much emphasis on keeping these sounding detailed, but still giving you that slight punch. So it's just a fun pair of headphones to listen to, but not fun in that over-exaggerated way. Fun in a more neutral to natural sounding way. So I think they took a lot of the acoustics and things that Sennheiser normally uses in their headphones, kept them in this gaming headset, and it's easily a pair that you can use for gaming or music, and then again, just you're not gonna feel like you're lacking anything. And really, that's what makes this pair so easy to recommend. But guys, that wraps up the video on the H3 Hybrids. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.